the route, what they're allowed to do, how the process works. And so possibly people are more familiar with how their own team works rather than how cross-team information works. I suppose there is an issue around, I think the company wants everyone to share information, but possibly people don't know the constructive way to do that. So I think they all think they're collaborating, but that it actually comes from the structures needing to be there, which is what the regular meeting should do.
Two of these questions is more to do with employees. Are they encouraged to capture and share knowledge during the course of present and past projects?
Yeah, I'd hope so. I think it comes from management. Management confidence, let's say. So I think managers are trying to develop people. There's a really good culture in Redrow of developing people. Part of that's got to be gaining more knowledge and sharing more knowledge. Purpose of developing someone who said that they have more knowledge, I guess. So don't know. You can ask more if you want.
That's all right. Are they encouraged to share it often, or is it just at the end of the project that they'll now say, okay, this is what we've learned?
I'd hope people are sat in open plan offices and down the corridor from other people in open plan offices. So I'd hope they were encouraged to share, but it probably comes down to the personality of the manager, which is something you don't see from the outside.
Exactly.
I mean, I know that me and Rick, we like talking to people, so we spend the whole day sharing information. So certainly in our department,
And how would you describe then the level of motivation given to the employees to share knowledge? You know, some companies have motivation in place whereby you have a reward or
I don't think it's necessarily measured or tracked or transparent. I think it's expected, but it's not monitored, I guess.
It's expected. Actually, that was gonna be a later question, but you've answered that now, so it's fine. Research question 4 then, which is there any noteworthy improvement to the performance of residential organizations when knowledge management processes are implemented, and what role does the culture play in this improvement? So one of my questions then is, what advantages did knowledge management bring to the projects presently compared to past projects? So if we kind of choose, the earlier blocks compared to what we're doing now.
I suppose that makes me think that you lose knowledge over time as well as gaining it. So an example I'm going to give is there was someone, Joe, in technical, who built up a knowledge and then left. And that probably is quite a good example, because then the people that took on his projects had different knowledge. The handover wasn't seamless. And so everything that he had learned, only parts of it got passed over. So it is very difficult, because while we probably learned more from P, I guess we'd done S, then L, then P, or P to Q, right through to Q. There was a lot that we learned, but also because of changes, we lost knowledge as well. I guess P to Q is the perfect example, isn't it?
Yes.
Really, they're identical blocks. Probably would be worth having a look. So I don't see it from a planning perspective. They're the same, did it in one go. But that would be quite an interesting review, would be how much of P's knowledge provided efficiencies into Q.
That's a really good one, actually. So that's literally it would have been an advantage. But
so you could look at the budget, the time, time and budget, and see how much more efficient is Q than P.
Actually, that brings me to the next question, which I was going to ask, which was, what are the biggest challenges and opportunities? The challenge, as
I
you
think
said,
for us, it's access. It's retaining knowledge, isn't it? Retaining it so it's not lost. So you're gaining knowledge all the time, but you keep it up.
And what are the opportunities that perhaps we can look out for?
I suppose systems are getting better all the time. Technology is a massive aid to us in so many ways. So you could use, everything from photos being easier to just documenting information, everything starting to be in 3D modelling and things like that. That's probably a big opportunity, I'd say.
Yeah.
That and possibly learning stuff about well-being and communication, things like that as well. A bit more holistic view of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you already mentioned this earlier, but I was going to ask then, do you measure the impact of knowledge management on performance of residential projects?
I think we measure performance.
Yeah.
And we assume that performance maybe is informed by knowledge. So if performance goes up, we then revert back and think, we learnt a lot because we performed better.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's not very advanced or specific. We have more performance measurement rather than knowledge measurement, which is slightly less tangible.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to introduce exams or something. You could test maths every year and see if he gets better. And Louis and Anton. You could if you want to test knowledge, that's what you could introduce exams for staff.
Yeah. Which we don't do at the moment, do we?
I think everyone might leave.
Yeah,
or it might fall.
I'll be the first. I'm tired of exams. Thank you very much. So the next question then is, how would you describe the performance of the projects past and present over time in relation to knowledge management?
I guess to take Collindale as the example, the way that the blocks have worked, I think maybe knowledge management's been pretty directly linked to communication improvements.
Yeah.
As a measure, you could maybe as an idea. So I think I've seen communication get better. Much more of a network. So whereas at the beginning it would probably just have been kind of linear, gets escalated, gets discussed at management, gets fed back down again. I think I've seen a lot more people talking to each other, so people doing similar jobs or part of similar teams having a lot more conversations, and so on the back of that I'd hope the knowledge is moving around in the same way. Just a guess. Plus ASI, I suppose, which I hadn't really thought about, is capturing information all the time. So that's like a big library of examples.
Yeah.
If anyone uses it.
Yeah. And what about this new Engage system?
I haven't really had the time to engage with it just yet, even though I'm quite heavily involved. So I was on the committee for the first 3 years, but the objective really was a better way to work. So it was trying to look at bringing people together, improving happiness, stuff like that. So we did a lot of work, but the first stage of the project's just come to an end really, because they've just reorganised us. So it's like the first chapter had good results. We did stuff like the ideas competition, and we had the staff questionnaires every year, so we could see that we were getting better. People were getting happier and more comfortable, and communication, they said, was improving. I guess if that's helpful.
But how would you describe the performance though of the project in terms of success of our...
This project is very particular, so there is no comparable. So the best way to compare performance would be to benchmark it against something. There is no benchmark for this as an entire project. So while you could measure an aspect, like a delivery of a unit or a pound per